Hey everyone, this is Hazelton, and today I'm going to show you how to run a Sansha 6 of 10 in a Gila solo. Usually takes me about 30 minutes to run this whole site, and here's the fit that I use. I got the hams, shield booster, and shield tank. Um, Using the Inferno Rage Heavy hams for the most part for the entire room. For the boss, I'll end up using the Molyneux hams to finish off the boss. A couple things to note about some skills are to make sure that you have your rocket rigging for this bit set up so that you can be CPU stable. Also, this is not naturally cap stable usually, so I usually run a implant for cap stability. You don't have to. It just means that if you don't have it, you're going to have 16 minutes worth of capacitor approximately, and you're going to have to uh, feather the shield booster. Otherwise, it's not too important to be cap stable, but it helps. So that's one less thing for me to worry about. So we're gonna warp to our site. Again, this is for Sansha 6 to 10s. In this first room, it's a full clear, and then we're going to take the acceleration gate to the product park. There are two acceleration gates, but you're going to ignore the supply pit acceleration gate.
Warp drive active.
For the most part, I do manual piloting, but you can orbit some center structures and whatnot. I just don't like orbiting in case I bump into something. So I usually just start off by going right about there, throw some drones out. We're going to take care of all the little stuff. Turn on our ward fields, missile guidance computer. Usually don't use missiles on all these frigs and battle cruisers. Alright, turn on our shield booster. Starting to take some damage. We're watching for drone aggro. I'm getting to the middle here, so I'll end up targeting that battleship and putting my rockets on it. Not rockets, sorry. Assault missiles, the hams. Alright, so like I said, the first room is a full clear. Moving on to the second room, so we'll do a quick fast forward in the action and see when they get the room clear. Mark down the fucking time. Pin I grabbed didn't work, of course.
Our module has run out of charges.
Alright, we're back on the last rat here. We're going to finish him off so that we can go into room 2. For room 2, there is a True Creations battleship that has a chance of dropping some faction loot. So we're going to kill that, and then we're just going to, the whole time we're going to be running back to the gate, and we're going to jump through the gate as soon as possible. There is no loot in the first room that's really worth your time checking on. So you can just skip all the loot in there in the first room. So that first room was a first clear. This is, you can skip it because it was an escalated 6 of 10. If you scan down this site, the Sansha War Supply, you cannot skip this room. You have to do a full clear on this room. But since this is an escalated site, we are going to just kill this True Creations Overseer and then jump the gate. And then you don't have to go and loot the wreck right now. You can just bookmark the wreck if he even drops anything. And then once you're done with the entire site, which we'll do with the other two wrecks that are important to us, we will bookmark the site, finish the entire site, and we'll jump back once the site despawns, because then it's no longer in dead space and you can warp directly to it. So that way you don't have to worry about getting hit on the gates here. And then check. Okay, so he didn't drop anything, so we're not going to worry about bookmarking it. And we're going to jump the gate as soon as possible and get ready for the third room. So I'm going to do a reload on my missiles. Cut our AB.
Warp drive active.
Alright, so when you land in this third room, and again, this is a full clear room again, you're going to have 3 rats right at the warp inspo point. You're going to prioritize those first. And then the rest of the rats are going to be scattered throughout the site on a big rock, which you can see right there. They're all around. We're going to look for these first 3 rats. Pull the drones out. Alright, so while we're taking these out, next thing to consider is taking down this Overseer here in the room. So prioritize him and head kind of slightly in his direction, but make sure you're keeping transversal on him so that he's not hitting you directly, because he does hit kind of hard. You should be able to tank him no problem. You just don't want to head directly at him. So he happens to be down here lower. So we'll go towards him now while we're taking care of this last one. And that's the Overseer here in this room. If he happens to drop something, you're going to want to bookmark him as well, because he does have a chance for faction loot. Otherwise, we'll skip the boring stuff, and I'll finish the room. 14 minutes exactly. All right. $15:05. Alright, so we got our drones back after killing the last rat there, and we go ahead and warp. We're going to put on our Mjolnir heavy assault missiles. And we are just targeting the Overseer. Alright, so we found our Overseer. Gonna kind of head towards him, but same as last room, not directly at him, just to make sure that he doesn't hit us too hard. I usually don't have to pull back drones off the drone aggro, since they're not stopping, slowing down, changing targets. They usually don't have too hard of a time staying out of structure. They'll probably go into armor a little bit, but I just don't worry about it. A little note is that this Overseer, in order to break his tank, you got to put out about 600 DPS. But that's going to take a long time to take him down because of his reps. He's got some good reps. So right now I'm at 756 on the fit. So try and keep that in mind. If you're running a little bit lower, you can do it at 650. You can run him down pretty quickly. But you're going to want to be probably at the 650, maybe 700 mark on your DPS. There, he just had a big rep. There you can see the drone's getting quite a bit into shield, and now he'll be going into armor, but I usually don't pull him out. I usually try and keep pretty close to him just so that optimal flight time for the missiles. Seems like he goes down quicker, but I'm not really sure. Also, you don't want to orbit this guy because of this big structure. If you bump on that, you probably will die. But we're just, again, with all the other quote-unquote bosses in this escalation, just gonna kill him. You're gonna line out and save the bookmark and warp out. It helps with not taking too much damage. You don't have to clear the room then. You're welcome to clear the room, but you know, if you're running multiple of these a night so that you get max drops, you know, and the most bang for your buck here, you're probably gonna want to finish it and move on. And I'm probably gonna bump into the rock. I'm gonna do exactly what you're not supposed to do. Oh, never mind. There's no physics on that. Good to know. He's doing a pretty good job of repping my hits. Should be getting pretty close to getting him into our structure. Taking him out. Alright, so I'm going to switch to my tab that just has structures and Rex on it. I'm going to look for a place to warp out. There, back towards the sun. Actually got to kind of level out and head back towards the sun now that we're getting him into structure. Keep our speed up. Head back. recall drones. We're going to save our wreck. Wait till our drones are in and warp off.
Warp drive active.
Alright, there you have it. That is a Sansha 6 of 10, soloed by Gila. And that was about, it was under 30 minutes, because my recording time is calling it 30 minutes right now. So it was probably closer to 28 minutes, probably, if I had to guess. It's pretty easy once you know, comfortable with the rooms, comfortable with your strategy. But you could potentially be getting current prices 1.4 billion on this drop. That's my biggest drop is 1.4. So it's a great way to make some money and easy to do in a Gila. It's pretty low skill intensive as opposed to like Tengu, which is optimal running for these DEDs. Well, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, comments, make sure you leave a comment. And I'll see you later. Fly safe.